On move-in day, some Otterbein residents found themselves in the middle of a campus infestation. TV3 News reporter Andy Chow joins us now with a closer look. Andy?
Well, Adam, WOCC has received various phone calls regarding a certain health risk that lives within the walls of Otterbein houses. TV3 News investigates.
Pink, black, orange, I mean, it was just nasty colors.
Mostly downstairs. I don't think it ever reached upstairs, although the smell was upstairs.
Houses at both 211 North State Street and 155 West Home Street are official Otterbein College property. Heather Gilbert and 3 other roommates live in the State Street location, while Robbie Hayes shares his theme house with 4 other roommates at Home Street. Although the residencies were under the housing department's care, these groups of students encountered a serious health threat.
Mold was the big problem, and we didn't know if there would be health concerns. So housing wasn't sure if we could even live in the house.
Well, when we first moved in, the house had a terrible smell. It just smelled really old and just an unpleasant odor. And it got stronger as we went into the basement. And there's a room downstairs that was closed off to us. We don't really know why it's closed off, but it was locked. There was a wall that came here and went there. And this right here is the drywall that was covered in mold. There's also a workstation right here that was covered in mold. The floor was also had standing water in it.
Otterbein Theme House coordinator Angela Harris initially agreed to an interview with TV3 News, but later refused to be on camera. On the issue of the mold itself, she only said, quote, "The houses were not checked during the course of the summer. We will try to do a better job next time," end quote. However, the main concern for both groups of students was not just the mold, but Angela Harris's failure to disclose any warnings about the problem.
I had, the day before, been given the go-ahead by Angela Harris to move into the house, but she never mentioned any mold problem, although she would have known about it at that time.
Harris also added that she felt the students were being unreasonable and said, quote, "I don't think the students understood that when you want a problem fixed, it's not going to happen right away. You call for a problem Monday, you can't just have it fixed Monday night," end quote. Both students said that it was not how quickly the problem was fixed, but how Harris handled the situation.
We have a right to complain because the problem should have been taken care of before we moved in. It's a health hazard that really shouldn't have existed in the first place.
The Otterbein Service Department declined to comment about how the mold could have grown inside the houses. Otterbein will appoint a new theme house coordinator for next year. Adam?
What did Otterbein students do over spring break? Cassie Cardenas and Chelsea Faust Johnson went around campus to find out in this week's edition of WOCC Wednesdays.
Well, it's a new quarter here at Otterbein, and that means more WOCC. I'm Chelsea Faust Johnson.
I'm Cassie Cardenas, and we want to know what Otterbein students did over their spring break.
I went to Lexington, Kentucky to watch Ohio State March Madness. Then I went home and did nothing for a while, and I saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And then I came back here.
So how was your spring break?
My spring break went well. I went on tour with the band, and then I went home afterwards and just hung out and really didn't do much of anything. What did you do over spring break?
I didn't really do anything.
Why not?
I don't really have a life.
Sorry to hear.
Went to Panama City, Florida.
Oh, who'd you go with?
With some tellers and some other people.
Awesome.
And her roommate. And what? Oh, my friend and her roommate.
I went to Chicago on band tour with the wind ensemble, and then I just stayed at home in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
I actually didn't really do anything. I stayed in Westerville and slept a lot, something I don't do normally.
What's what you did over spring break?
Over spring break, I did a whole lot of stuff. I went on tour with the band. We went to Chicago. That was a lot of fun once we got to Chicago. Saw a lot of stuff there. Came home, worked a couple of days, and slept right when I got home a lot.
Well, watched a lot of basketball. The tournament was pretty exciting, and I applied for jobs, seeing as how I'm going to be graduating here in about 10 weeks. So.
What team do you want to win?
I'm actually rooting for Georgetown to win.
Not Ohio State?
No Ohio State this time.
Aww.
I went to Austin for South by Southwest. It's a big music convention with a music festival and stuff like that.
So, what did you do over spring break?
I went with Campus Crusade for Christ over to Rome, do it like missions work at La Sapienza, which is one of the universities over there. And while I was there, I got pickpocketed, and somebody stole my camera on the metro, which kind of sucked. But besides that, the trip was amazing.
Is your C team signing off?
See you next week.